Hello, thank you very much, everyone. And as usual, my name is Ekens Azubike, the founder of Ekens Foundation International on helping rejected refugees and asylum seekers globally. I'm here to make some clarification, and this message goes to all the Liberal MPs here in Canada, especially the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Minister of Immigration, the Ahmed Hussein. I have to start by saying that if you check the history of the Minister of Immigration now, who is Ahmed Hussein, he is from Somalia originally and came to Canada as a refugee years ago, 18 to 20 years ago, and I appreciate that he educated himself through the system, because he is the most beneficiary of Canada immigration system, because he benefited from the system and he became a lawyer, and now he's an MP in Ontario, and he became the Minister of Immigration. So my point is, if he is not in position to reform the immigration sector in Canada, there will be no other person who can have the opportunity to reform the immigration sector, because he came through the system. He's the beneficiary of Canada immigration and refugee system. So in this aspect, there is no Liberal MP, including the Prime Minister, who can come and say that he does not know anything about my petition to the Geneva, the Human Rights Committee, United Nations Human Rights Committee, for over 6 years. And all the Liberal government do is to ask the United Nations to lift an interim order against them, instead of them to do the needful. So my point here is, if the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Minister of Immigration cannot reform the Canada Border Service Agency, reform the Canadian Citizenship and Immigration CIC, Citizenship and Immigration, then there will be nobody else who will be in position to do that, because that sector was destabilized by the former conservative government, Stephen Harper, during the time Jesse Kenney was an immigration minister, because of the conservative ideology. And since the 2015 Trudeau won the election, instead of him to reform the sector, he still left all the conservative ideology agents under the CBIC, Canada Citizenship and Immigration, and the Canada Border Service Agency. And on several occasions, I have written to the Prime Minister requesting that he creates Canada Immigration Ombudsman for oversight of any last resort of immigration file, because most immigration office applicants have been rejected because of racism, because of technicality, because of hatred, because of systematic oppression, because of reprisal action. And I am an advocate of immigration rights. I advocate for immigrant rights through my Ekens Foundation. So in this aspect, the Liberal MPs, all, including the Minister of Justice now, David Lemeti, and representing the LaSalle Ahmed, including Andrew DeLeon, representing Doval Lachine LaSalle, including Anthony Housefather, including Lambropoulos, Emmanuela Lambropoulos, including Rachel, representing the Outremont. All of them are political hypocrites, because none of them can say that they are not aware of my petition to the United Nations Human Rights Committee, but all decided to hide under false pretense and use this petition to play politics. The Minister of Justice, the Ministry of Justice, the Immigration Department, the CBSA, the Minister of Public and Safety, all are political hypocrites. And I believe that Canada is a signatory to the Geneva Convention, and they're supposed to abide by the signatory of the convention, respect the rights of refugees, instead of them hiding under pretense, playing politics with those who are facing persecution against their country of origin or country of persecution. But all the Canada Border Service Agency is doing is to collaborate with the agent of persecution against the refugee applicants. In this aspect, I'm happy that I have a very strong lawyer representing this case at the United Nations Human Rights Committee. And if Canada really wants to be a body of United Nations or Human Rights Committee or in a non-permanent seat in United Nations, they should adequately respect the human rights inside Canada and rights of refugees. So, hence all the Liberal MPs have decided to hide under false pretense, but during election, all of them will pretend to be a good person. The only thing they are afraid is because of my political that I am politically inclined. It doesn't matter which political party I sought for a ticket anytime I want to contest for election, because I have the mandate of the ethnic groups, I have the mandate of rejected refugees, I have the mandate of all immigrants, because I go coast to coast to educate them on their political rights, on which manifesto they should queue in, and which MP, which political party they should be able to support. So I'm not here to be afraid of anything or blackmail or anything have to do with tarnish somebody's image. As long as I'm concerned, all what I need to do is to keep my hand clean, because the Prime Minister is aware of this petition. All the MPs are aware of this petition. The Minister of Immigration is aware of this petition. The Minister of Public and Safety is aware of this petition. All the CIC, all the Canada Border Service Agency, they are aware of this, because they know the mistake they did using Paul Robitaille, who is now an eminent member of Liberal, Junior Liberal in Quebec Party, to revoke an international protection on political grounds. So, in this aspect, I'm still maintain whom I am. I still maintain my contact with all the ethnic groups. I still maintain my contact with all the Aborigine. I still maintain my contact with all the organizations advocate for human rights. But what I'm saying at this point is the Liberal MPs in Canada should stop being political hypocrites, stop hiding under false pretense, and do the needful, respect the human rights, look into this file, especially Ahmed Hussein, who is the Minister of Immigration, cannot justify his silence over this matter as a Minister of Immigration. If anybody need to be checked thoroughly, it's the same Minister of Immigration who is a Somalian origin. Everybody knows the history of Somalia. So I believe that him is the person who's supposed to have been thoroughly checked in terms of security. Even though I understand that the Canada Border Service Agency or the CIC, Citizenship and Immigration, is finding it difficult to get an order or implement an order from someone who passed through them. But what I'm asking the Minister of Immigration and Prime Minister to do is to take their time. More than 4 years is enough to reform the immigration sector. The Prime Minister should mandate the Minister of Immigration, which is Ahmed Hussein, to overhaul the immigration department, including the Canada Border Service Agency, so that, and open a complaint line for all victims that have been dehumanized in that sector or denied their rights based on where they came from, based on their race, based on profiling, based on the country they came from. So it doesn't matter which the MP in Canada, as long as you are under Liberal, all of them are political hypocrites. And I stand by my word. Anybody who wants evidence of what I'm saying, contact me direct. If they feel that I'm acting outside my constitutional or charter of rights, they know what to do. They can sue me to court. They can call me anywhere. But as long as I'm concerned, the Canada Border Service Agency are acting, does not have a clean hand, and also acting in bad faith. And government of Trudeau should thoroughly recall these mistakes that is tarnishing Canada image in the world. That's my message. I'm still whom I am. I'm still here, and I'm available for any clarification. But the Liberal government should do the needful to overhaul the immigration sector and the Canada Border Service Agency, so that those people who have been denied their file out of racial discriminatory condition should be able to have a right to review their file through the Canadian Immigration Ombudsman, which I'm advocating for the Prime Minister to create. And I request for everybody who have exhausted all their domestic remedy in Canada to explore the international law in terms of fighting for their rights. The government should do the needful, and the government should respect the right of refugees. And I'm not afraid, because I have dedicated my life to advocate for the right of refugees. And that is why I'm asking the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and Ahmed Hussein, and Minister of Public Safety, to the Canada Border Service Agency and CIC to do the needful and to do their work without compromise or being partial or being involved in racial activity or profiling. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our YouTube, to Ekens Foundation, our Facebook, Ekens Foundation, Twitter, and keep up to date. As I'm talking to you now, I'm heading to detention to visit some people that have been incarcerated into for refugee issues or refugee applicants, so I can contact their families. If you have an issue in Canada, you think your rights have been denied while you are sorting for refugee application, inbox me, contact Ekens Foundation. I'm in contact with the United Nations Human Rights Committee. I'm in contact with some prominent lawyers who can look into your matter and then be able to give you the rights you deserve. Thank you very much, and I hope this message gets to the Minister of Immigration and the Prime Minister of Canada and all the Liberal MPs. Thank you very much, and remain blessed.